Gotta love Mercury retrograde. We are back. Okay, welcome back, guys. Here's hoping the audio on this occasion is working properly. We are here to do the update for Twin Flame Path, Twin Flame Union energy during Mercury retrograde, which is super not fun, might I add. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. And if you're wondering how this video is going to be relevant, I've been on the journey for 20 years. I'm also in union. I do work as a soul twin flame coach. I deal with the ascension symptoms. So, you know, a lot of times we jump on videos and we're thinking, okay, who is this person? So in sharing, I'm wanting you guys to know who I actually am. And that's for your benefit. Obviously, at different stages in the journey, we go to different channels for different needs, and that's perfectly normal. When you do really hit a snag, what can tend to happen is you can get quite disillusioned. With the information. Sometimes you can feel you're wanting to hear the romance aspect and you're thinking, come on, just tell me a beautiful love story. And it's that motivational energy, which doesn't mean it's not directly relevant, but there can reach a point where you get to and you're thinking, please just don't tell me anymore, because you feel energetically lied to. And it's a spiritual process of what you're going through. It's not that it's a direct reality, okay? The way I tend to do my reads is I want to know why something's going on. I want to learn something from it so I can shift this energy forward. It's reaching that point where we're gaining our power and we're really having a good look at maybe how we can evolve our energy to get the best out of it. The one thing for those of you that are twin flames, when you're early on in the path, you do look at it very naturally as a 3D relationship, which is you do learn after 20 years it's not a natural relationship. So your fair-base frequency of this person's never going to come back is if this is a twin flame path, that will not happen. And it's a waste of energy thinking it. Sometimes you may wish that would happen. That's from a sanity sake, because spiritually it's not really to do with the person. It's more to do with the fact that you're having a lot of spiritual upgrades and it feels arduous. And those people that are looking for, you know, twin flames, it's like until you actually have spent 20 years on the path, the reason our perspective is very different. I know Giggle has been on the path a long time. I know Stella's been on the path a long time. You know, when you have done it and you've been there and done that, you are fine-tuning yourself through the process. Hi, Dale. So I've pulled the cards, and in love, regardless of whether you're a twin flame, you will actually learn something about common energies, because what does tend to happen is in a twin flame path, we tend to go through things quite uniquely, and then it's a trendsetter. So you will feel the energy happen in your own relationship. We tune into the energy quite heavily, where we look at the astrology and we do the work on ourselves, the ones that have been on the journey a long time. That you do, the key to it is really breaking codependent patterning. Now, I have pulled the energy of what's blocking you guys at the moment, because I do know today is like, you know, it's a Valentine's Day energy. I did say, you know, and a lot of us in the early stages of the journey, we'll need to connect into that. And it's almost like we're casting a test. It's like, is this person going to message me for Valentine's Day? And trust me, it's no joking matter. I've been there. When you are linking into it, which what I did say on the previous video that the audio went off, it was because the plug had come out, not you know, the energy of, how would I put it, Mercury retrograde. What you find is when you're attached to that, to get grounded, here's an example I'll give you. You don't want a card and a box of chocolates or some message that is loving and then they're in and out. You want a permanency. So try not to get fixated on why has this not person responded right now, because when you're balancing out your energies and your chakra system, because you're an old soul, you've come into this life, you have a path, right? So we're looking at the bigger picture and not wanting just a fleeting moment. The energy of what is coming through, for those of you who do get triggered by it, you need to shift your perspective and look at it from the perspective of, I don't want a fleeting moment, and it's not want. You know, when we use want, and we can look at Abraham Hicks, that term can create, okay, it's like when you say want, it's actually saying future tense. When it's need, it's that is a requirement to deal with the energy with me. And it's self-worth, okay? So don't allow Valentine's Day to get you triggered, because when you have self-worth alignment, you know that would be fleeting if the person wasn't coming in with the intent to move forward. You would literally, if you have been through a lot, you would be happier for them to energetically be where they are. So I was tempted to do twin flame reads for every zodiac sign, which I am looking at the aspects of what my subscribers want. And yes, after the video is done, feel free to give me some tips as to the way you want me to do the energy reads. I do know the dominant amount of subscribers are twin flames. I do also guide other people that aren't, and I don't want their ascension process either to be left out. So I do need to take that into consideration. I've pulled the energy of what is coming through for you guys. Now, and it's quite unique because obviously, because I work in with the astrology, I do look at, okay, what exactly is the hold up? Now, the one energy that is coming through, we were speaking in layman's terms, and if you have looked at other channels, you will see that the Leo moon has been deeply profound. Also, with the other aspects in astrology at the moment, feminine energies, the moon connects in with family. The nodes are connected to family. In a karmic sense, in a karmic path, there are shifts around the puzzle. Now, the solar plexus were activated during the Leo moon. And being a full moon, it's the ending of a cycle, but a bit like a separation. It doesn't happen right away, but it has been something that's been cycling out. The trickle-on effect, and I do feel for me, the integration of that energy inside is now coming out in a sense that what we were cycling out and making peace with was what's not working. Now, I pulled theirs, I pulled yours, and I pulled the blockages in between. And I've done the energy joint because this is an upgrade that both of you are energetically going through. And even within union, you'll find you'll go through these synchronicities. The Aries energy with Black Moon Lilith, with Venus having had the energy of Aries coming through, you've got to look at the aspects of that, especially in a karmic path. What is happening is these things are coming to the surface. It was a deeply reflective time where we were looking back, and now moving into the Pisces moon, it's getting into the mind, you know, to fix those energies. Now, if you do know anything about your chakra systems and you do understand that when you're a twin flame, you will reach a point in the initial stages, it will feel deeply romantic. You might even loathe them. And I did say to giggle, we really need to do, you know, especially comedy is therapy. So we were looking at the aspects of the astrology, the deep frustration of ascension, the way the collective were feeling in the twin flame path, but there are a lot of new waves coming through. There are also, as I energetically looked at the astrology and the way the cards were coming through for next month, I'm already seeing deep healing happening on that level. You can actually have people from the past come back during a Mercury retrograde, and a lot of this year and for the next 2.5 years is going to do with communication. Now, when you look at that, there are the biggest issues in all connections when it comes to communication. So with the Aries energy, it's resurrecting that of what's been stagnant so that it can be resolved. So if you haven't been in communication, these transits, no, when we're checking ourselves, I always believe in the laws of attraction and universe having a bigger picture in mind. And it does make sense when you look at it. If there have been things that have been unsaid and they're deeply ingrained in us, energetically for me in my soul healing, I've noticed very old energies coming up. It has been regressing back. When we look at the moon, it's linking in with father energy. It's linking in with mother energy. The solar plexus, again, is inner child wounds. Chiron is about inner child wounds, and it's in Aries. Chiron resides here. So when we're going through ascension symptoms in the twin flame path, or any ascension symptoms of a purgatory effect, your third eye is where you process. So you can get very fatigued, lethargic, unmotivated. The ringing in the ears is an upgrade. So what tends to happen is with the Pisces energy, we're going to be getting a lot of downloads. Now, these downloads are going to give us the clarity of where that blockage is within Chiron. Now, they're going to move down into the chakra that is preventing you from moving forward, and fear-based frequency and toxic energies, they will come up. Now, sacral chakra is to do with creativity, which can link in with family. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's really important to check what the blockage is in your path. Each of us have a unique path. Some are in connections. Some are finances in order. And with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, when you energetically have been, will not be a possibility for energy to stay stagnant. I'll tell you that as a truth, because nothing ever stays truth. Because nothing ever stays the same forever. And then movement of the old way we dealt with things, it's a bit like getting, at the moment, the energy of Aries is like a steam train wanting to fiercely move forward. Moving forward, you've got to do it from the foundation. So the reason we're being slowed down is to show what's not working, where it's coming from, and the Leo energy is coming up in an egoic sense. Then we're relating to, okay, this piece of the puzzle isn't fitting, this piece of the puzzle isn't fitting, and we're each energetically doing it to bring it in together. So those in karmic relationships, if they had an egoic belief or a childhood wound, the Pisces new moon is helping look at that differently. And definitely in March, there will be a lot of communication. By April, the energy of where things completely have been stuck, it will start shifting to the point where universe is forcing us to deal with these blockages. Let's get into the read. Ironically, masculines are coming through with the raven as an animal totem. And when I say the raven, it is very much afterlife energy. I do have crow as a, which in Australia they're called crow. I do have raven as an animal totem, and even from a child, because I was psychic, I was very connected to odd things. I'll say that to be politically correct. I definitely saw the past over loved ones and things to that degree, and had to really upgrade that gift so I could cope with it through my ascension process. So the crows, to me, the way I'm being shown with my guides, is linking into the Pisces moon. Now, Pisces moon is very much subconscious mind. It's 12th house energy. That of what is hidden is going to be shown to you. Now, these can be, for divine masculines, their belief systems, what's flawed, ideas of how to actually resolve an issue that has been stagnant for a very long time. It also can be deep, deep telepathic communication with you guys. You may find, depending on where you are in the journey and for a very long time, it also can be deep, deep telepathic communication with you guys. You may find, depending on where you are in the journey, and that's why private reads are great, because the way I operate, I will link into what's going on with you on that day. Sometimes it might be to get you grounded. Other times it can be to see where the blockage is in the journey at a spiritual level so you can move it and you'll see movement happen. And each stage of the journey has unique things going on. So in the background, I'm trying to develop tools of things going on. So in the background, I'm trying to develop tools of my experience and the coaching that I do with, you guys on YouTube, so that instead of repeating it through a video, you don't have to look through 100 videos to get that, and it's all culminated. Okay, a lot of injustices are occurring at the moment, and there is an imbalance. Juno and Libra at the moment is showing this. The Aries energy is showing this. It's a lot of shadow work. They can be seeing it directly occurring on your side of the fence, but in their own energy, they have this in their subconscious mind. I do feel very similar to the way you guys have been feeling over the years. For those of you who have been on the path a very long time, I feel they're getting a psychic download. But when I say that, those of you that do know when you've had your masculine into your dream state, I feel that a lot of you, without knowing, because our oversouls directly navigate part of this kind of transformation, when you're dealing with the 3D energy in a scenario, oh, thanks, Star, it kind of pushes to the side where you don't even know you're telepathically communicating, but because you're spiritually linked, they feel that vibration. I do feel they're actually problem solving in their mind. I feel they're dreaming about it. They're regressing back over, you know, what life had been like before, and what life is like now, and how very unfair this has been. There is this energy where they are trying to be the solution in it. The thing they're comprehending is some of the things that have happened, they can't turn that time back, but where it currently stands, you know, when we look at karma, look at it from a different point of view. Let's take karma out of the picture right now. It's almost like in the dream state, and I'm feeling very Neptunian energy because it is Pisces energy. So some of those dreams are relevant. Some of those dreams were yesteryears. And I can give you an example. If you potentially have been on the journey for many, many years, and you're in 50 and 60, you may have wanted children with this person. So for those of you who have that didn't have the tools to move through the ascension, you guys have paved the way, fortunately, unfortunately. Others will move through that ascension extremely quickly, which is a bit like, you know, when you're getting ready to give birth and you know, some people, they're like 18 hours. And then other people, it's like 2. That was me. That was like, wow, that was shocking. No time for medication. Right, it's here. Done. That's traumatic. That's like, we're not giving you time. It's happening now. So many people, and it's not everyone is transforming spiritually because of the astrology. So be it you're a twin, be it you're an energy soul and you're purging and healing, all of us collectively are going through this. Now, these masculine energies are realizing that some of these things, even if they wanted to turn time back and they have a revelation in their mind, they can't do that. That's a reality. Part of that path is gone. The Leo moon was about endings, but also revelations as to what wasn't fitting. They had a plan 6 months ago. It hasn't moved the way they intended. Similar to feminine, a lot of it was a lot of 3D work, getting family in order, getting finances in order, balance things out, moving through your ascension. So there hasn't really deeply been, there has been movement in a sense, but within the journey, not necessarily. It hasn't felt for a year like a romantic frequency. It's not to say there hasn't been romance. It's been with the Capricorn energy, deeply responsible, accountable energy. And now universe is guiding us back to the spirituality, which is the 12th house. It's like, whoa, this is a spiritual path. Step up. Feminines are shifting into that energy because the yin-yang energy is out of alignment, and that's where the energy is coming through very fiery. I could literally talk about this card for an hour. Let's move along. So they're aware of this. They're aware of it. There could be legal issues. There could be binding contracts from the past. There may be children. There may be exes. There may be job-related dynamics. You're all on a unique journey. But this is their crowning energy. And the interesting thing is this card denotes magic. And the next card they have is the Magician. But look at the way he's looking at his hand and he's tuning into it. It's interesting because the ball is near Chiron on the third eye. It's looking up beyond the point, but it's moving up where it's coming from the solar plexus, and it's moving up sun energy, like I said, solar plexus. And it's moving up above the third eye into Chiron. Where are the wounds? Let's deal with them. These things need to be resolved. Now, this is what a lot of people are going through. We do have Aries and Chiron for 8 years. And I had this profound traumatic experience this week. I realised that Aries and Chiron was my placement in my nodal chart. I was like, and I had 2 beautiful people ask me that question. And I had already researched it and looked at it. And then I realised I was Aries and Chiron. And I'm like, aren't I going to be having a great time? So, anywho, they're thinking on it, they're healing it, they're looking at solutions, they're also seeing how it directly relates to them. They're having empathic, what would the word be? Sympathy, comprehension, understanding, grasping the plans, the hopes, the dreams. We all do this. This is where we should actually gain motivation, because we all can reach that point of going, wow, I've been there. I totally understand. And I feel this is what's coming through. So whatever is happening directly in front of them, it's showing them that something doesn't fit. whatever that be. And this is about that something's not right. This doesn't feel right. There is a comet has come down. They're driving down the road and it's just landed in front of them. So it's moving into, well, yeah, I can move this, but if this has been a repetitious pattern, repetitious situation, and they've tried to shift it, and we all go through this, where you'll be trying to move something and it feels doors closed. The planets don't happen to us, they are us, and it's an awakening through that process. It's okay, is this blockage here? Is it a mindset? Did I not see it from that perspective? Why didn't I know that this person, place, or thing wasn't for me? And it's this revelation. But, you know, after we've made choices, whatever that be, and we can look at life and we can say there are good choices, there are bad choices, they're just choices, really. Some of them have been hurtful, and with the Aries and Chiron energy for feminines at the moment, because it is in Black Moon Lilith, and it is in the energy, it is in Black Moon Lilith, and it is in the energy of Venus. You know, the energy of enough is coming through. So it can be bringing up all those old wounds for feminine energy. Now, on their side, this will be coming through in their subconscious mind. This can be linking in with you because masculines have feminine and masculine, yin and yang. So this is coming through to them in a very unique way. It's coming to them in their wounds from their feminine intuition, empathic energy. Yeah, that doesn't feel nice. I'm telling you, even coming up as the middle energy, I'm feeling deeply psychic energy happening. You guys mentally are going to be on the same page moving into the Pisces moon. Now, the frequency, your vibration of what you're feeling, you guys will receptively be feeling each other's energy. Anything out of alignment is going to start shifting you into the guided path, and I want you guys to trust that. We've got the psychic card. And again, Pisces, deep, deep psychic revelations. People that are unhinged, it's like we're sensing and experiencing with the Leo moon, the blockages and the frustration, because Leo energy can be very, add Leo to Aries, and that's fiery. That's like power, and it's the planet of war and Leo. It's the planet of war and Leo, strength. Sorry, I can't talk right now. My boss is calling, my twin. Then we're moving into the Two of Swords. Strength. Sorry, I can't talk right now. My boss is calling, my twin. Then we're moving into the Two of Swords. Okay? This is okay. To get this right, some corrected, some communication needs to come in. Okay, this is okay. To get this right, some needs to be corrected, some communication needs to come in. When I'm looking at the Magician, and this energy is magic as well, denoting Magician, this is their personal power, and the power energy comes from solar plexus, Leo moon. Revelations about where that is and where it isn't, where it's been unbalanced. And a lot of feminines have been experiencing this at the moment. It's this push-pull, a lot of family-related dynamics, because the moon navigates how we move through energies. And because the nodes are in Cancer and moon energy can connect in with family, Cancer. These subject matters that have been coming up this year, each energy has been on it. And for masculines, they're like, wow, okay. So work can be affected. Money can be affected at the moment. They're also looking at, okay, replanning of it. Their mindset as to, this can even be conversations, because look how it's bridging through the mouth. I'm seeing an energy where communication potentially can come in. And it will, you know, and I can explain at the end of this video how you can actually help that happen through experience. With this plan, it's like the world is in front of their eyes, and they're having to look at it very differently because certain pieces haven't fit in. The purple, again, I'm feeling is deeply Pisces energy. And again, Libra is in Juno. So each person in their intuition, they're going to be assessing their marriages, contracts, partnerships. All of us collectively will be doing this, but we need to be doing this in a balanced manner. We need to be having the give and take. So if people aren't working with them, they will be unable now to work with them. They were blind before, but now on the intuitive level, I feel this transit is actually helping them see that. And look where the balance is very close. The Libran scales is very close to the solar plexus, which to me is linking into February, the energy that is coming through for them. With the blue, Mercury retrograde, like I said, being psychic, you get energies differently. And the moon is directly there. Any area of conflict due to this Aries transit is helping them see that. This is arguments, conflict, battles, miscommunication. Yeah, during Mercury retrograde, we have that, right? Yes, but this is on the soul path. This is where there's been miscommunication. This is where the energy has been misinterpreted, misled, misguided. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this because I do feel the energy is coming from a particular location. And that's why in the middle, I didn't pull at the heart of what you guys feel about each other, because honestly, do I need to tell you that? You wouldn't be here. You know, I like to keep the readings really real. We want the information so that we can go and sort this. We want to get back on our twin flame path. We want to reach our balance. We want to reach our happiness. And we also don't want to have horrendous ascension symptoms, right? Am I wrong? I mean, that's what I wanted. I was like, get me into alignment so I can just move this path along. And when you do get to, you know, the stage where you're reaching union, you have purged such a great deal that you legit just don't want to express the ascension symptoms anymore. Okay, this is about a past energy, and that's what I was thinking. So the arguments of the conflict is old energy. The arguments of the is old energy that hasn't completely cycled out. And this is why I said to you that, you know, in this card, it is looking like the masculines are looking at their power. I mean, look, they look, I'm not trying to offend anyone. Look at their energy in the card. How old does this gentleman on the card look? And I don't feel this is their energy or the way they look. I feel this is how they're feeling. And look at the red on the coat. I'm really energy, probably because the Pisces moon's coming up. The red in base chakra is family again. It's trying to work on their foundation, trying to correct the past and the future. What a tackling task. If any of you have been through a separation, you all know how hard it is to restart. Getting into the heart chakra, which there is going to be a lot of heart chakra activation. It can feel like it's breaking, but it's releasing a belief system and it's opening it. And sometimes through this pain body experience, you'll actually be quite angry at your heart because you'll be going, how the devil can you break my heart this much? And I love you more each time. Because you're learning to love yourself, but you're also learning how amazing your heart is, that it can grow that big. And it will feel at some point like it's literally growing so big it doesn't fit. It's like you just can't fathom that's happening through your pain. The red is the energy of past. So they're what, look at how they in my direction, they're looking to the future. Okay, so cameras do the opposite. They're using what they can, their tools, right? And their healing and their understanding of the past, present, future. They're in that strong energy. Again, fire energy, a lot of battles because arguments have come up. Aries energies come up. This, in the clarify, to do with this conflict and arguments, there's red on the card as well. And this is, again, with the Two of Coins, it's trying to balance their future with you. Is the life they had before, whatever that be, and the responsibilities connected to that. That's a very difficult task when one or the other isn't working. And this theme has been coming up a lot, where we're really being shown who isn't and is working with us. And sometimes you may wish to, with the Black Moon Lilith, go, well, I'm not dealing with you then. And the funny thing is, with these transits moving into April, they're happening so that the energy can be resolved, because we can't live like that. The nodes moving into Gemini are going to assist this process, because the art of communication is essential for any connection. They're also going to change the way the government is, but I'll leave that for later. Now, to clarify for these two energies, left, right, and it's not indecision, it's the accountability after signing a contract. Spiritual contract, 3D contract, marriages, partnerships, friendships, whatever that be, work. Pelican. Again, pelicans do bring babies, right? So in a family-related dynamic, because this is a lot. The family link can be, they could be looking after a relative. They could be moving through a separation, or in a partnership and feeling like responsible for these energies. And yes, energetically true. But, you know, if the person then is making a decision, and it has to be that. So if your twin has gone into a relationship, and I had a beautiful soul ask me that question, you know, and I most of you guys was the roots. So I happily share with my clientele in the safety and security, because I do know my twin's karmic swatch. Hi, love and light. That, you know, those tools are there for you guys, but I keep some of the energy private, in a sense that I share those experiences with you guys of how I deal with energies. The thing is, they're looking at this in how do I balance everything out. The revelations they're having is we only can work with people who are working with us. And as a feminine, that's coming up for me. I'm deeply open to working with everyone, all walks of life. But it does become debilitating where people aren't working with you. So when you get scared that this person is not choosing you, again, it can link into childhood wounds of abandonment. And we do have a lot of tools these days where we can look at them and we can say, okay, is this about me? And or is this about, and obviously, yes, you're upset that this person had moved to do something. But the way you can look at it is, I would rather them choose somebody else than lie to me. That's integrity. But at the time that you're going through, it doesn't feel like integrity. You want to know that person as a whole person. And many times when we jump from one relationship to another, it's because we're seeking refuge. We're not having a relationship. So, you know, only you can check in with that. If your twins communicating while they're in a relationship, that's an imbalanced energy in the person's healing. So they're not actually having a 3D relationship. It's codependent energy. It's a broken soul. You know, and again, pelican is child, right? Inner child, where they're trying to seek refuge to heal and upgrade. And so they won't be able to give you the best. And why would you want less for yourself? And a lot of this twin flame path teaches you to accept the best. So anytime masculine is pushing you away, it's because he does not look at you that way. And your soul path is to expect the best for yourself. Now, we can't change people, but we can change and we can have self-respect towards ourselves. And you will reach the point with the heart chakra where you would rather they be happy and in the 3D than be with you and be miserable. And it's not that they are miserable with you. It's spiritual healing and clearing they're going through. But it does feel very confusing because we do make it 3D. When I say 3D, the longer you're on the path, you will understand it is a process. Just because I say something, you may not believe it until you've lived it. And when you've lived it and we're ready to face those wounds, you will be surprised how fast this path moves. Now, they're moving into the energy of making a judgment. Now, this energy is quite unique. I am hearing that a series of very unfortunate events that have been repetitious things. Look at the way they're standing. They're in their kingdom. Again, oversoul energy is what guides us. Now, this to me is looking like this person has moved ascension process. I do feel, how do I put it? If you're in communication with your masculine at any shape, to support the tribe in the house, write a comment of how their frequency is right now, because I can tell you the masculines I do readings for are very, very tight. Anyone in the house that is in direct communication with their twin. And it can be after the video, because that gives motivation to other people so that we can move away from the ego and we're seeing it at a collective level. What you tend to find is at a spiritual level, because masculines are very linked into the solar plexus, so this is a huge activation for them. Both the solar plexus and Mercury synchronistically, so it's the two energies. So they're the giver of communication and the receptor. So it's psychically speaking, we're receiving. That's how the chakra system works. But we have both, right? So in the masculine energy, we have that chakra here in us as feminines, and the masculines, they are the giver of that, which seems ironic, right? Because communication is quite odd. But with the nodes moving into Gemini, this is where the masculine energies are going to be upgraded to trust in the energy of what they feel, to be able to articulate that. And a lot of that energy comes down to childhood conditioning. So this is an aspect of their awakening. Now, standing in their castle is their oversoul. They are receptively tuned into now. They're learning to trust their gut. They're learning to listen to their soul. Because when deeply suppressive energy happens, you liberate yourself, because who wants to live in hell, right? And it's the wounds are our hell, not the environment. And that's why a lot of times in the early stages of the journey, you'll get deeply triggered and think, am I the karmic, am I not? I tend to look at it as you will know you're a twin because you'll see certain signs. There will be certain aspects happen on your path. I was only led to it 5 years ago. Now, I've been psychic since I was born. So my ego was, okay, I'm psychic, so therefore I have a telepathic connection. There was a time when my twin was actually thinking about me that the energy actually shocked me. Because I was putting washing away, and it was like the energy came through the mirror and I telepathically heard his voice. And no sooner did I feel that vibration of fear, anger, panic, I was like, whoa, what was that? And that guided me to look at what this energy was, and I realized it was scrying. I've had to train my gift. So with that frequency, if you do have that happen, don't question that, because a lot of your energy as you move through your path will upgrade. And yes, shortly after, as I stated, when that happened to me, I said, well, you know my number, call me. And I did. Within a week, he called me. You need to be in your oneness to be vibrationally in alignment, to hear receptively, but it's a part of the process on the journey. Now, they've had that upgrade. Feminines at the moment, the reason you're feeling so crappy is because you're about to have a complete life shift. Okay? This is your crowning energy. 5 change. Do you know in Libra, retrograde? Old things from the past coming up for review. Old energies out, new energies in. Can be a move of a house all of a sudden. Can be conflict coming up that needs to be resolved. Hey, Fem Coach, didn't we have a laugh the other day? Yes. Good old family dynamics. I went for a walk. We'll keep that hush-hush. Anyway, so feminines, you know, it can fit. And look at the fire on the card. It's like at war. You know, it's all these old energies. It's like revelations, understanding, anger, fear, anxiety. It can be victim consciousness, but it's not victim consciousness. It's the wound getting poked. Healthy boundaries being tested. All of a sudden you might have to move. All of a sudden you're leaving a job and you're thinking, do I have to start again? I'm getting a bit tired of starting again. And I have been saying this, and I have to be careful saying songs, because I realise that apparently when we mention songs, you can get copyright for verbal. I mean, Deb does reads. I had a chat to her the other day. Big shout out, beautiful lady. Go and check her channel out. And she can't say my name, so she's like, go check my friend's channel out. And it's like, I had that at school. Nobody could say my name. Yildiz. Change. If it's happening, don't get scared. The change is meaning all of those things are funny, because we're like, why is this happening? It never looks like what you think, but the ego has to be removed. You need to trust the process, because what happens is Your oversoul is navigating this. Your oversoul communicates with the experiences of energy, some of which you can clear by cutting cords, but it's like it's going to happen anyway, and we don't want to come back and repeat, right? Some of that I'm subscribed to. You're looking at it like, do I have to keep having these changes? Attachment. It's like, this isn't moving. I'm not a twin. And then I was like, but I'm still thinking about that person. So does the tag matter? No, it doesn't. Do I have my own range? Do I need YouTube or another channel to tell me that I am or aren't a twin? No, because what is my belief? You see numbers. You see signs. You're like, am I? You see numbers. You see signs. You're like, am I not? You don't want to go into any connection. You know, many of you will be thinking, can I move to another connection? Yes, you can. But if you're doing it because you've got wounds, you're absolutely wasting your time. And some of you will unsubscribe because I'm saying that, but I'm speaking from my personal experience that, you know, when you have your opening, right, and you're like, have I healed enough? Be nice to yourself. You know, if you're emotional, you don't want to be getting into a connection and meanwhile you're still purging that person and they're wanting you to be there. It's the same as what masculines ended up doing when they got stuck in a karmic relationship. So if you do feel that, don't be mean to yourself because you'll only jump out of the hole again. So just have a little bit of time to heal. Have a little bit of love and support and be part of a tribe so that you don't feel you're going crazy. And decide. I mean, it's all your energy. There is a change coming because many feminines had sent that frequency out and we're very patient and had been moving through that process, and it has been for a long time, right? Universe this year is really shaking things up. You can have a lot of people around you that are very angry. You could have children that are really triggered at the moment. You could be really working on your life foundation, your home, your money, being a masculine and a feminine, and getting really exhausted by that. And that's where Black Moon Lilith can be very dangerous in this energy. So we do need to create these healthy boundaries. And if you are needing to have a break and do some self-care, that's what's going to. Now, coming up for 2 weeks, even in my private roads, bring me a king. This energy is coming. This is what's coming. But you guys are very dense at the moment in the 3D, physically exhausted. You've got 5. You've got the King of Coins. Again, this is a well-balanced, friendly, kind, open energy that's communicating. That may shock you when that comes because you're used to the old version. Because in your mind, you know, the notion of same has been embedded in you. Some of you have been on the journey 20 years. Some of you have been on the journey 5 years, had that belief system, and then you get a new energy. You will find it very difficult to then understand and let go. So, you know, a lot of the work you do now is to be prepared for that. Even when I came back into reunion with my twin, it was like he had a twin because he was not the same person anymore. I was not the same person, but because you've got a pain body experience, you're coming to it going, you're the same person, and YouTube teaches you healthy boundaries. If you're coming as the Queen of Swords, it means you haven't dealt with your wounds. So I had to constantly check myself. Yildiz. Movement. This is what you're wanting. You're moving on up. And the funny thing is, this is a 4. 2020 is a vibration 4. Some of you are like, how the devil am I going to keep going? I want change. I want movement. I'm very tired. Is there anything I have to do? Some of it is out of your control. That's what it's saying. But the intention of what was sent is there. It's been received. You can spiritually be battling. 12 years on there. Yeah. This is what you are needing now, and you need to get, not to want, because want is goalpost is over there. This is what I need, which is self-esteem based. It's an equal. You allow them to be the masculine because Queen energy, you can actually Google it. It is matrix orientated, and it's from the animal kingdom. Do you know a queen? If you can come into being a queen bee, in the early stages, a masculine would be triggered by that. because they haven't balanced out right, but that they feel that you can't be receptive to embody the feminine. So they take it as a challenge because it's animal kingdom, right? It's strange. I've researched it. So you use the masculine within your work, and you allow them to be that masculine frequency when they come to you. And you can lower that frequency of being in protective mode, masculine mode, and you move into the feminine nurture energy. But I'll have to do a video separately to articulate it, because it's not I'm saying be a victim. It's not I'm saying be a woman with the ball and chain. It's not. I don't mean that. I'll have to explain it in depth later. This person is coming in. You're wanting movement, but in your ego, you're thinking it's not happening this year, but it's clarifying it is actually happening this year. Okay, some of you may wish to tap out, but it's from, the funny thing is, if you're going through ascension symptoms, and even if we want to lie about it, you're going to feel their energy if you're with them or not. So it's like, where are you going to go, right? I mean, I did ask my twin to help me dig a hole out the back because of the ascension symptoms and the astrology. I was like, I'm just going to do a Michael Jackson, put me under there, right? Come get me when this is all over, because, you know, this ascension stuff is full on. Your freedom is within coming back into yourself. You know, I train you guys techniques to deal with them. That's why I tap into this psychic attack. Okay, so it's not, don't tune into this bloody connection. I'm going to sit back and hope it's going to fix it. Yes, I have to keep away from the computer. Crown chakra, computer. Crown chakra. Oh. So when you get these energies come in and they're psychically attacking, or it's feeling overwhelming, because it's an overwhelming energy. You're balancing your frequency, or it's feeling overwhelming because it's an overwhelming energy. You're balancing your frequency, and you're accidentally getting a psychic download from them. That's in the end stage of the journey, and it still happens when you're in union. If it becomes overwhelming, you need to breathe in and blow out. And then you need to shift your energy onto something else and black it out. Think of something, really hone in and get your third eye onto something else, and it's going to balance it out, because it can get very exhausting with those attacks. Okay, destiny is bringing you. Okay, destiny is bringing you what you are owed. Okay, happy family, happy life. This is where your eyes at. This is what you need. You just want harmony. You want harmony. You're like, look, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Peace, love. You know, I just want. I want peace. This energetically, your oversoul's communicating with you. Now you want movement. You're like you're sick of you. Now you want movement. You're like you're sick of it not moving. You. Interesting. I do feel, because in some situations you're kind of seeing where some of the imbalances are. Now, some of these imbalances could be causing isolation and aggression on you. There can be a lot of don't die on me now. I hate Mercury retrograde. It drives me crazy. You can be getting to the point where you're feeling there's a lot of negative people around you, where you want to remove yourself, where you want to change the chi energy. In general, I feel it's external energy. Now, this is interesting. Now, I asked, what is the block in the twin flame path? Okay, now I'm taking this in a few levels. Some of you, it is you. And hey, I'm reading for me too. Now I'm going to tune in further to what that means, because I'm getting three energies coming through with this card. We've got the High Priestess. You're integrating a lot of energy at the moment. You're having a lot of upgrades. You're doing a lot of healing. So in a healing process, by the time I reach the Pisces energy, it's due to the fact that you guys have had a lot of ascension. Now, the energies of what you need in this journey, it has been amplified on their side, but they have energy work that they're trying to balance right now. So this energy that you guys already are, there also could be another energy external, which again, it can be feminine energy, which again, it can be feminine energy, it can be mother energy, it can be in the childhood wounds. That belief system is being purged or directly dealt with. Now, I'll pull clarifiers on it because I've pulled energies separate to you guys, so I'm feeling this is more a separate person that is not so good, okay, because the owl is on the card, and this is the external influences affecting the movement. This could be where you feel it's imbalanced, so you're just trying to create healthy boundaries. And you feel it's imbalanced, so you're just trying to create healthy boundaries. And this is where a balance needs to come about. I'm also seeing an energy of anger, greed, manipulation to the core, negative energies, negative situations that we find ourselves in. Some of you guys might be shifting out of this, where you're trying to find balance in your life, feminine, where you're trying to gain clarity now. Also, you might be focusing a lot on work, which is trying to balance out with you guys. But I'm also feeling for masculine energies, there can be some things in the past that have been moving forward. Yeah, again, forward. Yeah, again, it's finances, it's family, it's the foundation, all of those things, because of the nodes in Capricorn, have been coming up. Right now, a lot of Capricorn have been coming up. Right now, a lot of you are at the crossroad of making a healthy choice. And again, ascension symptoms, the Ten of Swords. This is coming to an end. This is where this cycle is ending out. So I do know that Ascension Tarot mentioned the end of a karmic cycle. Now, very similar to the moon energy. Big shout out, love her channel, she's beautiful. Very similar in moon phase energy. We get similar in moon phase energy. We can get to the point where it takes 6 months to roll over. Eclipse energy, heavier energy, bigger transformations, and then supermoon similar to that. So, it's like saying you've walked out the door, it's over. All of us collectively know, as well as her, is that there's that process. It all happens the way it's meant to. All the path does happen. Everything that is supposed to be is going to be. But separate to that, and then I've got to record for the rest of the day, and I've got clients. Clarification card. Are we still live? Cool. I'm telling you, analytics at the moment driving me crazy. I don't know what's going on, man. Okay, so I've pulled cards to connect in with when this is moving. Now, in a sense of when is it moving, it's interesting because I had mentioned, I don't know why it does that. It's driving me crazy on YouTube at the moment. Had a 500 code the other day. I'm like, really? Come on, man. What's going on here? Okay, we've got the 7 of Wands. So when is this moving? Okay, this card really links in with courage. It's like we're at the door, And I think many of you are actually sensing that. You're at the door. This is the resolve of when this movement's happening. Now, courage does link into Leo. So in a sense, I feel this very, very heavy energy that we're all experiencing, males and females. I feel like it's reaching. So in a sense, I feel this very, very heavy energy that we're all experiencing, males and females. I feel like it's reaching a pivotal point. It's whatever isn't resonating. I do know that feminines are feeling this way. So ultimately speaking, masculines in their own personal lives are going to be feeling this way, because we can't live in the energy of toxicity forever. And this is where, with the Mars energy happening, it's showing us where these things are. It's showing us our old belief systems. The nodes moving into Gemini are showing us how to fix those things, how to communicate more effectively, to resolve issues. But we can't lie. The energy is relevant. Look how close each of you in masculine and feminine energy are at that door. This is a reflective time. You're getting the light bulbs at the bottom of the staircase, going to that happy ending. And it's like I'm hearing the energy of knocking on heaven's door, but it's not from that perspective. It's moving into a new energy where we're looking at the old, we're making peace with it. We might be hating it, but we know once we move through that door, there is no turning back. That's the good old ascension energy. It's like we're moving through this door. We're right at that door. This is going to be a brand new start. And this is what is shaking it up. It's like reaching that pivotal point, and it does feel like it's in the month, this month. What processes there are directly after is yet to be seen, but this is the 0 degree, no turning back. Infinite ways this can go, but taking a leap of faith. And this is both trying to correct things spiritually, emotionally, 3D. This is all of us collectively. It's been heavy, heavy innings, right? Where are we now? We've moved through the Leo moon. This energy does link to that. Having the inner and external spiritual strength to reach that door. And this has even been coming through in the private reads. It's like, you know, the path that was looking like the energy of Saturn. Saturn's going retrograde. Moving forward is what's going to help, okay? Keep moving forward. You're on the right path. Okay, it's futile to be stubborn. It won't work. I'm going to pull some clarifiers before the computer shuts off. This, I'm telling you. Intuition, moving into the Pisces moon, getting the psychic download, read the chakra card. Intuition, 9 and 1, 10, reaching a new cycle, moving in the right direction, going through that door for their spiritual connection, 7, marriages, contracts, partnerships is the 7th house. It's Libra and Juno. Out with the old, in with the new. Now, some of these cycles also, even if it's happening first at a psychological level, because the Pisces moon's going to be that. Yeah, there you go. This is in reverse. Following your passion, doing that will be futile. This is the card of, you know, it's not going to work. You can be stubborn either side of the fence. Trust the process. It's funny because in life, the way I've dealt with conflict, and especially in connection, soul path, twin flame path, any time I have looked at something and gone, this is forever, ever. Once I've just shifted my perspective, it's changed. But my ego has told me that doesn't look like it's going to be pretty in a change sense. Disconnect the ego. We don't know everything. So sometimes our belief, you know, especially as nurturers or, you know, masculines, we can be in protection mode or empath, let me fix you, let me prevent you from hurting yourself mode. Doesn't mean to say that universe operates that way. Universe operates in very unique ways, but our ego tells us we know better. Okay. Ooh, this is going to push us to a decision. Whatever is really highlighted, it is divinely guided. This is where you're making a decision. It's like whatever is coming up in your life right now, it is divinely guided. It's shifting you to your path. If you're wanting a booking, thank you very much. You can go to the link below. I'm still fiercely recording the videos. I've been putting the readings up and a motivational energy level, so that you guys can look at a way and a perspective of looking at it. There's small snippets there for the moment. I'll see how they go. If they do become popular, I'll leave them. You guys can look at a way and a perspective of looking at it. There's small snippets there for the moment. I'll see how they go. If they do become popular, I'll leave them permanent. And I will see you guys later for the Pisces moon update. Love and light. If I can unlog.